Welcome back. I'm Nate. That's Tony. We're recapping week 3 of the 2023 NFL football season with a little bit of a fantasy angle. In our sports segment, we're going to talk about what we learned in week 3. We've been doing that all year, what we learned, what we're going to do with it. Players we're going to sell in fantasy football. It's prime selling season for anybody that's looking to trade. We're going to draft our top 5 tailgate must-haves, leave you with a rant and a rave. But Tony, as always, we'll start with top of mind. What is top of mind for you?
Nate, happy to be here. Happy to talk football. Top of mind for me when it comes to the NFL and knowing exactly what teams are going to play well against perceived powerhouses or what powerhouse teams might be vulnerable to bottom feeding teams. We don't know shit about fuck. At least that's what it feels like after like weeks 1, weeks 2, and weeks 3. So yeah, this is coming off a week where the Cardinals beat the Cowboys, the Colts beat the Ravens, and the freaking Texans beat the Jaguars. Not fun at all.
I'm not into trends. I think trends are stupid. Like it's historical trends about teams and all that kind of stuff, right? Because coaches are different, personnel's different, all that kind of stuff, right? But Houston seems to always beat the Jaguars at least once a year. That was their win last year. You're right. I think it was to begin the season, first game of the year. Bunch of Survivor went out on that one. It's like people didn't learn their lesson. I think we lost 2 in our Survivor pool to that. We lost 1 to the Cowboys. There was
two people left standing in the Survivor pool.
Yeah, there was 2 Ravens guys, I think, and then there was 2 people. One picked the Chiefs. That guy is very handsome. Can fuck really well. Just kidding. I'm talking about me, okay? And then the other one picked the Seattle Seahawks because they were his best bet of the week at -6. And that guy,
I think what Matt has a phrase for this. I think it's testicular fortitude with that pick.
Yeah. It would have been. I would have been scared. I thought about the Seahawks, but I was like, I want to use the Chiefs now because I don't know when I'll use them the rest of the next 8-9 weeks or whatever because their schedule gets tough and who knows how Travis Kelce's knee is and all that kind of stuff, right? So
all we need is Taylor Swift to show up to the home games and he's getting a touchdown.
That's my top of mind, man. It's so it's so cringe to just watch people glamour over other people's relationships. And then for people just to have it be their talking point for a week and a half, right? And it's like, he talked about this like damn near a month ago on their show about him going to the concert and everything like that, right? Mm-hmm. And it's been a thing ever since, but then this happens and it's all anybody could talk about. And every analyst out there is making the same dumb, use her lyrics or her song titles or her album titles in their analysis and all this kind of stuff, right? It's all just dumb cornball shit. Tell us about the damn sport. Not on ESPN to hear about somebody's love life. It's the weirdest fucking thing that we do as like people, I guess, is like paparazzi, celebrity, their relationships, tracking it all, being so invested in it. It's the fucking weirdest thing. Like, could you imagine, right? Let's say Tony or anybody out there listening. Imagine somebody just breaking down your entire relationship and just putting it all, like hundreds of thousands of people on the internet talking about you and your spouse or you and your girlfriend, or when you break up, who's your new girlfriend, following your, it's the fucking weirdest thing in the world. I don't understand it. And it's getting annoying because it's just, there's no creativity to it. There's no identity to it, right? There's no accountability to what you're doing. It's like, oh, this is the easy, trendy thing, but easy, trendy things never get you anywhere. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to spend your whole life following trends. And this is just personal life stuff. I've been thinking about this shit all the time because I just got a gift this week. I got a gift this week that was a Stanley, right? A Stanley, like, thermos thing or whatever that's popular amongst fucking white girls out there in the world or some shit, right? It's whatever. It's the same thing with like Carhartt. It's a fashion thing now. It's the same thing with Champion, right? Whatever the trend is of the fucking month or the season or the year or whatever it is, you're going to spend your whole goddamn life following trend. Nothing is you. And then when you get to your fucking grave, you're going to be like, well, what did this guy contribute? The same thing everybody else fucking did. Have your own identity, your own personality, do things your way, not because it's cool or it looks good on a fucking picture or whatever like that. It's bugging me. And it's so cheap and lazy by every broadcast type company out there because that's all they're going to fucking do all year long. And it's annoying. Like, it just takes away from 15, 20 minutes worth of actual analysis or having to dig into stuff because you know you're just going to talk about their fucking relationship during a Chiefs game. It's fucking dumb.
Nate, I like it. I like what you're saying. I can smell what you're cooking. We're totally putting a Taylor Swift image on this thumbnail, right?
No, I did that before because I actually went to a fucking concert and I was hype about it. We did an eras tour and the best eras in sports and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's over with. We don't need to talk about fucking Taylor Swift. I will say that it was really cool to see her there. It mostly not because it was her, but because it's just fun to watch. The only thing I liked about it was like it was fun to watch somebody just enjoy being where they are.
Yeah.
Right, and that was the only thing I really got from it. I could care less about whoever they're dating or they're talking to. Don't give a shit. If he fucks it up, then there's going to be a dope album. If not, it's going to be a cool story. But it was just cool to see like pure joy on somebody's face and enjoying where they were at and stuff like that. So, that'll go into. I don't know. I'm on a fucking heater, Tony. Like, there's
I had two things coming out of your top of mind. The first thing, I'm totally going to have to rewrite all of my show notes for picking winners. There's a lot of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
God damn. Did you really?
No.
Okay, thank you, because we might just cancel this week if that happens.
No.
I don't have time to beep everything out. No.
Yeah, that's fair. And the other thing, I won't say the other thing. Let's go. Let's get into sports.
We're going to run long, Tony. So say what you got to say.
Nope. It's done. We're moving into sports. Let's go.
Yeah. Get off your fucking phones, unless you're watching this on your phone.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. That's what that made me think of, was being present, getting off your phone. Anyways, let's move on to sports. What we learned in week 3 from the 2023 season, Tony, and what we're doing with it. You got 4, I got 3. You can start. Go.
All right. I don't have 4. I have 3. I scrapped 1
because
everybody knows it.
Cool.
The first one, though, De'Von Achane.
Nope.
He's telling us to pronounce it a different way. I don't care. It's
just
Everyone's
like
pronounced my name wrong my entire life.
That's because
De'Von Achane gets to experience the same thing.
That is because people cannot spell and they put a fucking T where it's not supposed to go.
Yeah, or they add an extra N. But De'Von Achane, dude is crazy explosive and fast. We knew that. This is kind of the first time we got to see like more than a couple snaps. But from what I saw, again, it was the Broncos defense. You probably saw the 70 points. You're not going to get that every week, but he was finding the holes early on when the game mattered. He takes kind of what was blocked, which was a lot. He was making defenders miss. And Nate, I can't believe I'm saying this. He just seems like he has that dog in him. Did I say that right?
Yeah. I think so.
All right. The game was a blowout, and maybe there was some shoddy tackling, like once that thing got out of hand. But early on, there was like a goal line fake drop back by Tua. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep, I watched.
He kind of pitched it forward. Okay, he pitched it forward to Achane. On that play, it was really good because he got hit at the first level by like 2 Broncos defenders, made it through that contact, and then once he got to the second level, he made 1 or 2 more defenders miss at the second level, and then he scored in like very tight space for a touchdown. So I was just super impressed with that. Obviously, he had the 4 touchdowns, but when the game was still kind of, within reach for Denver and they were still playing, I thought he played really well. So kind of going to keep my eyes on De'Von Achane. I like what I saw.
Yeah. If you recall episode 100 where we recapped week 2, there was some handsome guy who can fuck really good that
Jesus.
I'm just kidding. I'm talking about me, but that's all jokes. The handsome part. But yeah. Broncos swinging gate defense. We did talk about that. I did say that. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. That's what, but yeah. It is the Miami Dolphins.
Pat's on back.
Pat's on back. Shout out
bringing it back.
Shout out to Lee and Hart. Yeah, dude's fast. The cool thing about Achane, I'm gonna say it correctly. Yeah, I was watching live Pat McAfee when this all went down or whatever with Adam Schefter at work today, and the thing about it is he got half of the team's red zone snaps. So they only had like 6 snaps in the red zone where there was running backs on the field, and he got 3 of them, and the others each got 1. So that was pretty good to see. We'll talk about him later on for me. My number one is going to be Courtland Sutton. So Courtland Sutton, the guy that I was pretty heavy on early on. I'm not the tooting the horn part of it, right? But there's a common theme in week 3 of the NFL, and it's plays you didn't see, right? And I'm on a heater with fucking box score watchers too, because they don't get to understand the context of the football game. We just had a friend say, hey, bet these 2 overs for wide receivers because the Eagles defense has been letting up passing yards. And it's like, yeah, but the Bucks didn't play anybody with the pass rush. They didn't play anybody who's going to actually hold the ball either, so they have more opportunity. And then you got Bradbury playing in the slot this week against Chris Godwin, stuck him down to like 32 yards. Get out of here, guy. Like, not going to bet it. Didn't want to write anything to shit on the guy's parade. Everybody can lose their money. If they want to lose their money, they lose their money with my picks. But anyways, bunch of stuff that you miss, right? If you're not following the sport and watching games and stuff like that. One of them being Amari Cooper. He had a touchdown taken off the board because some referee's not looking at the fucking sideline where his feet are to notice that he's 6 inches on the inside of the white line. And it's a touchdown for Amari Cooper and Deshaun Watson, right? And that game blows out even more than it really was. But Courtland Sutton had a good game, 8 for 91 and a touchdown. 2 touchdowns that were missed in this game. One of them was on a pick play on the left side. They ran a pick, but it was more of a rub. The guy was running a route. He didn't put his arms out to block or anything. He ran through the guy, and they shoulder bumped or whatever. They called it a pick. It was a touchdown taken off the board for Courtland Sutton. Add a catch, add about 5-6 yards, add a touchdown. What, that's like 7-8 points right there, right? Yep. Another one later in the game. Courtland Sutton's working the backside of the baseline of the end zone, and Russell Wilson creates a little bit of space, moves around, gives himself some time, throws it. Russell Wilson, bad throw. It goes a little bit low, so Courtland Sutton has to dive down for it. It goes right through his hands. Another touchdown off the board that should have been there. A decent throw. That's an easy 6. That's 2 touchdowns, 2 catches. Courtland Sutton had a big day, but there was a good 15, 17 points to double him up, and he would have been a 36-pointer that would have won people some weeks if he did not win people weeks. But a guy that if people are watching box scores, right, you see one good week out of Courtland Sutton, and he's got good weeks, 13, 14 points or whatever. He got a 19 one, and nobody likes the Broncos. Everybody thinks the Broncos suck because their defense let up 70 points. It has nothing to do with the offensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. And if you're playing with a bunch of bozos, you can trade for a guy like Courtland Sutton. The window is closing, though, because they are going to continue to get the break speed off of them, and they're playing the Bears this coming week. So those guys can't stop anybody either. But Courtland Sutton.
So sells this week, buys next week. Are you giving us like a little hint at what one of your buys is going to be?
So it's kind of hard because we're doing sells, right? And then some of these guys were like sells to buy certain people. I tweeted out something on my personal account about how people were trading Ja'Marr Chase for Puka Nacua.
I hope people did not do that.
Swear to, just go look at crazy trades on Twitter or whatever, on X, I guess you would say. And it's out there. I mean, it's all over the place. People like that. People like Garrett Wilson getting traded, and people don't like it, but the guy was wide receiver 17 with the same fucking quarterback last year, right?
Yeah. I believe it. I don't believe it. It's pretty crazy.
Yep.
My second one is the Cleveland defense. They look like the real deal. Through 2 weeks, they were number 2 in the league in total defense behind just Dallas. After the Cowboys got torched by Arizona, the Browns should easily surpass them to take the number 1 spot. I haven't gone back. I think that stuff's updated by now, but probably safe to say they're number 1. Initially, it felt like their success was more about the weeks 1 and 2 opponents allowing, just a single touchdown to both those teams. But they shut down Tennessee in week 3 pretty much in every way possible. So I'll be adjusting accordingly going forward. If you don't know who the coordinator is there, it's Jim Schwartz. I think he's doing good things. Again, just one of those coaches. I think we've talked about like the coordinators who try to be head coaches but aren't great. But he's like that. Like he's like a Dan Quinn, Steve Spagnuolo, like those guys. Like they are phenomenal coordinators in whatever their offense or defensive role is. And I think he fits with Kevin Stefanski. They're doing great things, and I like that defense. Like they're going to go on a tear here. They already are off to a good start.
Yep. They're in one of mine also. My second one is going to be that the Chargers stink, and they're not making the playoffs this year. Impressive, whatever. 40 for 47 passing out of Justin Herbert. Congratulations, you can get the ball out of your hands really fast against a team who blitzes and runs zone, and you have Keenan Allen on your team. That's how you...
Just Keenan Allen. Mike Williams, torn ACL.
Yeah. Keenan Allen. Josh Palmer. Fucking Carter. anybody else that you could put out there will eat up the Minnesota
Carter's
Vikings defense.
All right. I'm gonna correct you here because you've done it this is twice now. 2 strikes. One more strike and you're out, Nate.
What?
Carter, I believe, is on the Raiders. He's not with the Chargers anymore.
Shut up.
DeAndre Carter.
Did I do it earlier too? Or you're talking
a couple episodes
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
I just want to. We're gonna have some YouTube comments from
thanks.
like real passionate DeAndre Carter fans.
Yeah.
The 32-year-olds on a different team.
Gerald Everett is.
Keep going.
It's Gerald Everett,
Keep
right?
going. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Right. So same. 6'8", black, big, catches the ball, blocks really well. What? It is what it is. Fire me. I'm going to lose my job on the first anyways, or they're not going to pay me. I don't know what the fuck it is.
Oh, yeah, we're all in that. We're all in that.
I'm on a fucking heat. You get paid. You will get paid. I won't. So this sucks.
You have USAA. If there is any question, if you're in serving, USA usually this was like a decade ago last time this happened, but they did pay people. So rabbit hole.
Oh, okay, cool. Whatever. I'm on a fucking heat. But the Chargers stink, right? So one, I don't care that you could pass the ball for all that kind of yards and all this kind of stuff. You win a game. They should have beat the brakes off the Minnesota Vikings. For some reason, after week 1, when this team runs the ball damn near 30 times and just pounds it, and everything is moving really good. They're running the ball well. They're balanced. They're passing the ball well. Everything works off itself, right? Granted, Minnesota can't cover anybody. But at the same time, we watched what the Philadelphia Eagles did last week trying to pass with this team. That's where you're going to get into trouble. Because if your coaching sucks or your quarterback sucks to where they're not mentally strong enough to deal with the fact that Minnesota's still going to pass too, because that's all Minnesota's going to do, why don't you help your defense out, who's lackluster at best, missing $84 million J.C. Jackson because he doesn't show up to court for a gun charge in Massachusetts that was 3 years ago on a Friday, so he's getting arrested because he's got a warrant out for his arrest. Like, Dog the Bounty Hunters out here looking for this guy at the damn stadium so they healthy and active. Like, run the damn ball. Just run the ball. And that's not because I have Josh Kelly on my teams. Whatever, that's on me. But if you are going to compete for a championship in the National Football League, you have to be able to run the ball. The Kansas City Chiefs ran for nearly 200 yards last year on the Philadelphia Eagles in a Super Bowl where neither running back was even considered for MVP. It didn't matter, but the Chiefs run the ball. The Eagles run the ball. The Niners run the ball. The Browns run the ball. The Miami Dolphins, contrary to popular belief, they're a running team.
Bills are running the ball this year.
The Bills run the ball. Every good team in the NFL that competes for championships runs the ball. And the Chargers won't do it. And I have no idea why, after you watch the same guy who's there, and you have the same linemen, and the Minnesota Vikings cannot defend the run to save their fucking lives, just as much as they can't defend the pass to save their fucking lives. And you don't do it, and then you struggle to barely win a game by 1 score when you should have won by 2-3. I get it, your quarterback is fucking humming, but Jesus Christ, that dude has to go.
They almost gave that game away at the end there, going for it.
I think that was the best call for them to make.
Maybe, but I mean, you're risking the game there, so questionable. Has anyone just thrown out there that maybe Brandon Staley's not ready, like he's not a good coach?
He's just not a
good head coach.
He had
one good year with the Rams when they had a stacked defense.
One good thing that Brandon Staley did do was bring math into football. So he's the first guy that'll be like, no, you go for it here on this 4th down, or you go for it here on this 4th down. And with them going forward, I think it was on their own 24 or something like that with 1 to go, with a yard to go, and 2 something left on the clock, or 150 something, whatever it was, right? Mathematically, there's a better chance of probability of winning the game than there was to kick it away. Like the chances that you let up a touchdown from there or a touchdown from 60 yards out with that much time are relatively the same, but the opportunity for you to go for it and gain a yard actually added, I think it was like 7% probability of win if they were to convert. But the problem is that you haven't ran the ball, so you're not in a fucking rhythm. You haven't beat down this defensive line, and you try to run it right up the gut.
It's stuffed.
When your quarterback's 40 for 47, 400 yards. Your wide receiver's 1 for 1.
Yeah.
Like, you've been throwing it all fucking day, and now you want to run the ball? You dumb fuck. Jesus Christ.
The only thing that saved them was the Vikings were even worse.
Yeah.
Coaching and making calls and clock management. That's the only thing that saved them.
Kirk Cousins.
They should both be 0-3. Can we put that?
Yeah. The NFL somewhere. Goodell step in and give this team a loss because it's terrible. But like, don't even give them the tie. Just a loss. That's what you get. The thing too is, I think it was Kirk Cousins or somebody else came in and said the crowd was so loud on that last play because they ran like 20 seconds off the clock, which was outrageous. And they did it because the home team crowd was so pumped, doesn't understand that their team's on offense and needs to hear. So they're so loud that Kirk Cousins couldn't hear the damn play call. So he had to
one of these numbers.
So he had to come up with his own fucking play, and everybody was confused.
That's when you spike it. Like, I don't know why they didn't spike it. Give yourself 3 plays to go for the win. I didn't understand that ending, but I agree. Chargers stink. They're
fucking terrible.
They're not who we thought they were, and it's unfortunate because we both like that team.
I don't care how good you could pass the ball. Are you going to pass better than Patrick Mahomes? Maybe not the ladder you want to take. Try to, not the route you want to take, I guess you should say. Run the damn ball. Fucking hell. That's what all the good teams do.
Yeah. Man, that's good. That was a long one. My last one here.
That's what she said. Not really.
Nate, silly
I'm trying to make myself happy.
Jordan Love is my last one here. I think he's for real. Week 3, no Aaron Jones again. Still recovering from the hamstring. Hasn't had Christian Watson through 3 weeks. Nate doesn't think he's the number 1 wide receiver there, but he's still talented. He's still a weapon that they have lacked. But coming into week 3, Jordan Love was 4th in EPA per dropback, but 25th in completion percentage. So he's just making throws when they matter most, as obviously from that week 3 outcome, beating the Saints, scoring all their points in the fourth quarter, kind of tells you that stat is accurate. But EPA, that's just a measure of success each play has for the team's offense. But Love's making those crucial throws when it matters. He did so again this past weekend, obviously against the Saints. Green Bay scored all 18 of their points in the fourth quarter, largely on the back of Jordan Love's arms and legs. I think he had like 40 or 50 yards rushing. He's also on pace, Nate. I love doing these. He's also on pace for a 40 touchdown season with just 6 interceptions. Those are Aaron Rodgers numbers. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. I think as the team gets healthier, though, that team, you got to put him up there with Detroit as favorites for the division.
Yeah, I'm going to eat a lot of crow on that one. We might do that next week. Let's go over our preseason takes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just like something good, something bad, or whatever like that. Like maybe we'll go through that or add a segment of here's where our running backs are or whatever, right? Especially because the running back was so controversial on
lots of hate.
On the
lots
tube.
of hate for those ones.
But I should probably bring up what I'm going to do with this. Courtland Sutton, you start that dude every week, and if you could trade for him, trade for him. Chargers stink. Play your Justin Herbert anywhere. If you have the ability to bet any season-long props with Justin Herbert, I think I have like an over 4,400 yards, and then Justin Herbert
easy.
I think it was like I have like a parlay with like 5 quarterbacks to throw 30 touchdowns. I think it was like Cousins, Herbert, Tua, Allen, Mahomes, or something like that too, right? If you can get into some of those, the prices are probably still good because the team stinks, but it is what it is. Don't be afraid to start anybody, but be afraid to not start any Chargers, I guess you would say. They still suck.
So bad.
Yeah. My last one here is going to be that the Browns are winning the NFC North.
Yes.
They're the most complete team outside of the Miami Dolphins. I don't know how complete they are, but their offense really makes up for it and puts their defense in better positions to create turnovers, right? And when they start bringing blitzes and stuff like that, they're really lethal. They get Phillips off the edge because they bring a little bit more pressure to help him out, give him one-on-ones. And then But outside of the Dolphins and the 49ers, I think they're the most complete team in all of football. They're going to compete with in the AFC. I personally think there's 4 teams in the AFC. One is based off of just they're those dudes, and that's Kansas City Chiefs. You can't count them out. The other one is Buffalo, but I worry about Josh Allen feeling like he needs to prove himself and get that team over the hump, and he does too much, especially with the team like Miami's going up there, and they just keep putting up 28, 35 points and stuff like that. I think that's a shootout, but I think he does too much, and it causes problems for that team, whether it's rushing the ball, fumbles, or he forces passes where he shouldn't. But it's them two, the Dolphins and the Browns in the entire AFC, and they have the best offensive, like the best trenches in football outside of the 49ers. They have the best offensive line. They have the best defensive line outside of the San Francisco 49ers this season. So, and Deshaun Watson is starting to get in a little rhythm. Some of his passes are here and there or whatever like that. You know, nothing like playing the Tennessee Titans to get you right. Their cornerbacks don't even turn around, Tony. I don't know if you saw this. Their cornerbacks, every play was either their head was turned so they couldn't even see their head wasn't turned so they couldn't see where the ball was. It was holding or pass interference. It was crazy.
I don't know what those guys are doing.
They don't
Cooper torched him.
They don't even know to look back for the ball. NFL players don't look back for the ball with it in the air. It's the wildest thing. They're so lost. So I think that the Browns are winning the North. Burrow is hobbled. He threw for nearly 300 tonight, I think it was, 2-something. Yeah. But he doesn't look right. Burrow's weird thing is when he falls now, I don't know if you noticed this while watching this Monday night game, Tony, and it just ended for everybody that's listening or whatever, but when we're recording this. But when Burrow falls to the ground or he's getting hit, he kicks his legs up. He rolls on his back and his legs go up. Yeah. I'd never seen that out of anybody. Like there was a play where Aaron Donald came through the middle and he was taking a sack. He goes down, but as he goes down, he's scooting himself so that he could roll off of his back and then kick his legs up. And I think that if you get guys jumping on that stuff, it's going to re-aggravate that calf. But Burrow,
he's taking some of that same judo training that Tua is. I think that's where he's learning that.
Yeah. Burrow has to play because that team needs to get wins, right? Next week it's going to look good. They got to play the Rams, get right team. Sorry, Tony, but they are. They're about to be who we thought they would be.
Yeah. You can't start 0-3. Something like 4 or 5 teams since like 1990 have made the playoffs, so it's not a good percentage.
You might be able to still get some plus money on the Browns to win the division. I don't think that Baltimore is any good. Lamar Jackson cannot throw outside the hash marks unless it is a bubble screen to Zay Flowers, and that is it. And they don't have Odell Beckham Jr. because he's like, yep, fuck this, I'm injured now, because that's what Odell Beckham Jr. does when he's mad. And then they can't run the ball either outside of Lamar, and he's just going to keep fumbling, or he's going to end up hurt because he's going to realize, oh, this sucks, and I can't.
And everyone's injured. Everyone's injured.
Everybody's injured. Yeah. So, but that's my takes.
I like it. They're well coached too. I mentioned Jim Schwartz, Stefanski does a great job with the run game. Watson, I mean, if he just figures his shit out, like I said, you get 60-70% of what he was in Houston. Mm-hmm. I can see this happening easy. Cleveland taking the division, being a contender, legit contender.
Nice. All right, let's move on. Players we're going to sell in fantasy football out of week 3, prime trade season going on, and we saw one trade in one of our leagues, which is wild. I don't even know who trades anymore. I feel like everybody's just like, nope, I value this guy way too high or way too low, right? It's just the weirdest fucking thing, but it's
got to be like so one-sided for people. Yeah. Like everyone, you should be losing at like you're trading away a receiver. You should be losing at the receiver on that side, but winning at the running back or tight end, right? It should be a little bit of give and take. I think people are afraid of that.
Yeah. Or people would be like, oh, I drafted this guy up here. Well, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. Like, as Lamar said, yesterday's price is not today's price, right? So we'll go through them. You got one.
All right. First one for me. You're not going to like 2 of these, maybe 3. I don't know about that last one. First one's Raheem Mostert. I am being ageist with a couple of my picks, but unless your name is Tom Brady, you're not going to win against Father Time. My first sell being Raheem Mostert. The dude had 4 touchdowns Sunday, 7 on the season so far. He's also accumulated 50 touches through 3 weeks, which puts him on pace for a career high 230 carries and 56 receptions. They did blow out Denver, so he didn't even get a full game. That carry total would be 50 more than he's ever had in one season, and then 20 more catches off his career high. Did I also mention that he's 31 years old and a running back? He's also not been the model of health at a position that faces, you guys know this, the highest rate of injury in the league. He's missed 37 games since becoming a regular player in 2017. And some people, you might argue, like in San Fran, it's kind of a committee there and always has been. Minus CMC. Last thing here, you drafted him as the RB40, 130th player overall. This is PPR. You could write it out until he gets injured. It's been fun, but he is going to miss time. Or you could turn him into like a wide receiver if you have needs there, if you waited for like tight end or quarterback. Turn that into someone who's like a decade younger, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he's like the number 1 running back right now. Those stats haven't updated yet for me, but
yeah,
he's got to be RB1 or RB2 right now.
Yep. I like that you brought up where you drafted him at, because that's going to be a lot of my angle on a lot of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
My only concern, I like Mostert over everybody in that offense. I think that they're going to be able to put up points, and he's going to be able to, they spread it out so much that he gets goal line work, right? Achane saw some of that. Achane saw some of that this last week, but
he did it.
But I think in general it's going to be Mostert, but the health concern is an issue, and that would be the only reason I would move off of him, because I do like him there.
Yeah, you draft him as RB40, so like he was like your 3rd or 4th running back. Like if you can turn him someone like a wide receiver too, a Chris Godwin, something like that, probably you take that trade 10 times out of 10.
He's that guy that you're like in that 8th round and you're like, oh, should I get him, right? And then you're kind of like on a turn, so you're like, oh, I'll wait because I'll get him in the 10th, right? Nobody likes this dude. And then he goes in the 9th or something. You're pissed because you wanted him, but you didn't get him. My first one's going to be De'Von Achane. I'm a big proponent of trying to prey on what everybody else's groupthink is. And in fantasy football, there's a ton of fucking groupthink. And we've tried to at least showcase that we have our own thoughts and ideas up here, right? With what we did with our rankings and stuff like that on, I believe that was on your show. Maybe it was on, no, it's not this one. But,
it was on yours this year.
But everybody loved De'Von Achane coming out of college. Oh, he's super fast. The Miami Dolphins are going to be super fast. And that is all true.
It's true.
But let's not forget that this last week, Jalen Waddle was out. Yep. Ahmed was out also, who is the backup running back. Jeff Wilson was out as well, too.
An IR, yep.
And Achane is the 4th dude on the running back depth chart, and they had no other speed out on the field, so he got on the field a little bit more. Mm-hmm. You're blowing out a team. Hey, we'll give him some more run, and the dude breaks a 70-yarder, which is what he can do any week, right? Not discounting that. Mm-hmm. But this dude was either undrafted or one of those final picks in there, because you're like, who's getting the ball here? One, everybody thinks Tua's going to get his brain rocked. I'm on the opposite end of that.
Hasn't happened yet.
Hence my preseason NFL MVP tickets, comeback player of the year tickets, all my Dolphins love, whatever like that. It's in my sportsbook account. I got the receipts and the dates there too.
Nice.
But you drafted this dude as a lottery ticket. Go turn that lottery ticket into a known commodity, right? Talked a little bit about how Puka Nacua over the last week and a half was getting traded for Ja'Marr Chase, right? For these big time wide receivers, when you can, the guys just know where to be found. So turn these guys into known commodities that you can rely on, who are going to be there in weeks 10 to 17 when you want them the most. And if you say, hey, who do you want? Achane or Ja'Marr Chase, or Achane and Courtland Sutton, right? Achane, who's another guy that's not performing all that well? I don't know. Whoever it is, right? There's guys up there people are low on. Garrett Wilson, I do it in a heartbeat, stuff like that. So prey on the emotion of what people think about rookies and how much hype they have, because every other analyst out there is on the same tracks.
Yeah, people are going to spend a lot of fab on this guy if he is on waivers. I think I saw him dropped in a couple leagues, or he's on the waivers now. And yeah, taken late in draft. So yeah, you should be cashing that in.
Yeah.
And they're not going to score 70 points probably again this season.
Yeah.
That was a one-off.
Yeah. And Mostert's still the number one. And Ahmed's still the number two.
And Jeff Wilson will be back in 2 weeks. They like him a lot. He knows the offense. McDaniel trusts him. All right. My next one. This is the other one you don't like, I'm sure. Nico Collins, starting to get his name out there. People are starting to recognize the name, some name recognition. Week 1, he got targeted 11 times, grabbed 6 of those for 80 yards. Week 2, 9 targets, caught 7 of those for 146 with a touchdown. Great game. Last week on 30 pass attempts from C.J. Stroud, Nico got looked at 3 times, caught 2 of those for 34 yards. So one of the reasons I'm selling is Tank Dell. He's gone for 3 catches on 4 targets in week 1 to last week where he received 7 targets, catching 5 of those for 145 and a score. Super explosive. Dell's also, you talked about like missed opportunities with Courtland Sutton. Tank Dell also had a touchdown called back this year and got tackled at the 1 last week. That's the one where Dameon Pierce punched it through. So it left a little bit of meat on the bones in week 2 and 3, I believe. The other reason, you drafted Nico as the wide receiver 58 or the 168th player overall. So probably as your 4th, 5th, 6th wide receiver, chances are you don't need him. And if you can cash him in for a more reliable RB2, or again, if you waited on tight end quarterback, a known commodity, like you should upgrade, especially if he's someone who's not going to, push your top 3 receivers to the bench.
Yep, for sure.
I know people like Nico, but
I like Nico.
I think Tank Dell and Nico are going to kind of vulture a little bit from each other in that offense.
Yeah, I think the offense is going to be good. This is the first week that C.J. Stroud has not passed over 44 attempts. He ended up with, I think it was 34, and I had a 34 and a half ticket on him to go over. Bummer.
Jesus.
But yeah, why not? My team's not going to be good. The only thing is I like that they're in negative game scripts, right? And
it should be often, yeah.
I had somebody reach out to me the other day. It was last week after we did these episodes and stuff like that. It was like, hey, I have a trade thing. He reached out to me a text. What do you think? And it was like he was trading away Josh Jacobs to someone for Miles Sanders and a receiver. And it came down to Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, and there was someone else. Forget who it was, but no, the other guy wasn't interested in, right? And I was like, I personally like Garrett Wilson better. I don't think the quarterback changes much what Garrett Wilson's going to produce. Like I said, wide receiver 17 last year, right? He would have been drafted around the same mark if Zach Wilson was his quarterback this year going into the season, right? Did get a little inflated, but I think he's still going to go over 1,000 yards. But I picked him over Nico Collins. So I said, hey, it's hard for me to make that choice, but I'll take this. But yeah, go ahead and dump him. Whatever. Move on. You got other dudes. My second one's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. Got a lot of hate for Jahmyr Gibbs over this last season. But this last week with David Montgomery out, he had 17 touches for 80 yards. And we saw how it was confirmation of how the Detroit Lions use their running backs. We talked about this a little bit yesterday, Tony, in text. But he sat there and didn't get any targets in the passing game.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense outside of this is just how they employ their running backs. One is going to be a bruiser dude. The other one's going to be a pass catcher type of guy. He did have, I think it was like 12 routes ran or something like that, though. So it wasn't like he was off the field in all passing situations, but in key passing situations where this guy might end up being a blocker for the quarterback or as a route runner and stuff like that. We saw a lot of Craig Reynolds. So I think we're going to see that stuff going forward. When David Montgomery comes back, those touches and yards go to David Montgomery. It doesn't matter what we think of someone's talent or their abilities and stuff like that, or what they can do from a fantasy standpoint. Our job is to understand how the coaches are going to use them. That's not going to be Jahmyr Gibbs. Sell him now because he's everybody's fucking love child. He just got a thing. No way they're going to put David Montgomery in there again. Oh, David Montgomery just runs for 80 and 2 touchdowns. Like, it's just what he does, right? Guy had a bum accident injury that happened. Don't discount him because he got injured. So, because the team's not going to discount him outside of what we do for Mostert, right?
It's just crazy. I get it. That's just how they use their running backs. But you go from 9 targets in week 2 to he did get a couple targets, only caught 1 pass, but essentially a non-factor in the passing game. And that's what he does, right? He does that much better than running between the tackles. So I just find that odd that they opted to. Just you do it and it worked. So maybe Dan Campbell's going to keep doing it until Montgomery comes back. My final one, Nate. This is the one maybe you agree with. I don't know how much you like this guy. Adam Thielen. He looked great this past weekend against the Seahawks. I plugged him into my DFS lineup. That worked out well. Very cheap. He was kind of my throwaway flex. But people will remember his game this past week. They'll remember his stat line, which was 11 catches on 14 targets for 145 yards and a score. And the Panthers threw the ball 58 times. That's another thing that's probably not going to happen again. What they likely won't remember, though, is his 9 catches on 11 targets in the first 2 weeks for 66 yards. He did have 1 touchdown there, but he ranked as the wide receiver 41 coming into the week. So if you're able to sell him based off this performance alone for, a need elsewhere on your roster, that's another one I 100% would. He's also 33, so I mentioned some of these takes of mine here were kind of ageist. Also not the model of health towards the end of his career here the last 2 or 3 years. He's missed 12 games over the past few seasons. And like I said, you will not get 58 pass attempts again. That's crazy. But like Collins and Mostert, you drafted him late. He went off the board as the wide receiver 50 or 134th pick overall. So go ahead and turn that into a need or a commodity elsewhere.
Yep. I like that one. So my last one is basically going to be all these dudes on the Rams that weren't on rosters 2 weeks ago. So I got Puka Nacua, Tutu Atwell, and Kyren Williams. Let's just be clear. I'm going to do this after tonight, and they have like a little bit of a lackluster performance from a team perspective. They still put up fantasy points. Puka, 5 for 72, Tutu, 4 for 50 and a touchdown. Kyren Williams caught 2 passes for 27 yards, ran for 38, right? But he's involved in the game or whatever like that too. But everybody loves these dudes. Oh my God, this is this. The new this is this. When/if Cooper Kupp comes back, all of that production is gone. And these dudes are Van Jefferson. It's just how it's going to be, right? They're filling a role that is lacking because the dude that they want to throw the ball to isn't there with, I don't know, no hamstrings. Nobody knows what the damn problem is, right? Ghost hamstrings or something like that.
Good.
But you could turn all of these guys into dudes, right? You could probably Kyren Williams straight up for Joe Mixon. Kind of hurts because Joe Mixon just had a decent day, scored a touchdown, right? But all of these guys you can get Miles Sanders for all of these guys, right? Who I would rather have the rest of the year. Puka Nacua catching 15 passes, 15 targets a game is a fallacy. Yes. And this offensive line is starting to get exposed. The Cincinnati Bengals tore up this offensive line. Cincinnati Bengals aren't necessarily the picture of what we think defensive lines look like in the defensive side of the ball. They stink, right? But, I mean, just you're never going to get a higher value out of people who were waiver wire ads or last rounds. And these dudes are the picture of all that kind of stuff. Matthew Stafford has, I don't know what he's got in his neck or whatever like that, but maybe it's a broomstick now. But it's about to get broke because this dude's just getting smashed and he can't even see dudes coming at him. There was a play where I think it was a nickel corner or something like that, came off the end, blazing fast. It was less than 2 seconds before he hit Matthew Stafford straight in his face. And Stafford didn't see it until this dude's face was like right here. And it was literally front side. He was looking this way, but you still see dudes coming. They're wearing all white. It's not like...
It's crazy. It's crazy, too. He usually sees the white stuff really well.
He always sees white. Like, it's all the guy sees, And you have to factor that in, too, on why you want to sell these dudes, because none of them are whites. So, I mean, that's why the Rams are struggling to win ball games. So, anyways.
I'm surprised it's taken this long for the offensive line to kind of struggle. That's still bad. Like a patchwork unit, so
it's bad.
Yeah,
it's almost
a matter of time.
I don't know whose line is worse, this one or the Jets line. because the Jets are just like, oh, we lost one dude right on the line. Let's shift everybody's position left and right.
Yeah.
Like,
the 38-year-old or 39-year-old Dwayne Brown's on IR.
Yeah,
so they put Mekhi Becton back on the left, who has been historically terrible on the left side. So that's not going to work well. We talked about that.
Isn't he playing guard too? And he's a tackle. I think he's playing guard, left guard, and he's a tackle.
It's not a recipe for success.
Fuck. Blame Zach Wilson.
That should be something. That should be something we talk about when we bring up preseason stuff, because I think that was a win for us.
Yeah, let's definitely do that because, God, I'm so mad. I'm angry because I started following X and scrolling the X the other night, and it's really bugging me because people shit on Zach Wilson so much. But you know what? They would still be 1-2 if Aaron Rodgers was playing football right now, and they would be blaming the offensive line for everything. But no one wants to talk about how they brought in a fucking hack job of a, no pun intended.
That was pun intended. Nice.
Hack job of an offensive coordinator who can't call plays for a Hall of Fame quarterback in Russell Wilson last year. Blame Russell Wilson. Now they're going to blame Zach Wilson. This dude's a doofus. Let's draft top 5 tailgate must-haves, Tony. I don't even have a list. This is all going to go top ahead because I feel like I know a lot about the tailgate scene. So do you want the first or do you want the turn?
I'll take the turn. I don't know where this is going to go.
All right.
I have like 6 things.
All right. Look, we decided to do this. I was watching football, and you can see on the East Coast that it's nice and chilly. It's nice and cool. Feels good out there, right? Prime time tailgate season. You're out there in your hoodies, a little bit of jacket. I remember going down to the Sun Bowl, Notre Dame, Miami, and watch the Irish and Tommy Rees throw touchdowns to Michael Floyd up against the Miami Hurricanes and win a bowl game. It was 15 degrees outside, snowing in El Paso, Texas. We're out there tailgating 7:30 in the morning for a noon game. Perfect time. You got to have the stuff with you. My number one thing, though, I think you need to bring a television so that you can have the other games going on. Or if you're at a college scene, you can have college game day going on a television for your tailgate scene. That's a key prime thing for the tailgate. Give me a television.
That is my one issue with like actually going to games. Like you miss so much, like especially if you're going in the early window. Mm-hmm. Like you're gonna miss all the pregame show. You're gonna miss all the kickoffs. So like if you're in the parking lot for like all the early games because you're going to like a 2:00 game, we're Mountain Time, the best time zone for football and sports in general. You're gonna miss all those early games. So that's a good pick. I didn't even have it on my list, but I do approve.
And after the game, you could still tailgate and you watch the rest of the games, right? Until they kick you out.
They're already there. You're already there. You're already boozed up. You might as well watch the Sunday night game.
Yep.
My first one is going to be your team's gear, whether that's, jerseys, hats, sweaters, hoodies, as Nate mentioned, whatever. You want to represent your team, even if your team isn't playing. I'm pretty sure that's like in the Bible or on some stone tablet somewhere. I think that's in 2 Corinthians, Nate.
Yeah. 2 Corinthians of the Old Testament.
Yeah. The original.
Yeah.
The OG Testament.
It's only in Hebrew-lic. It's before the Hebrew language was invented. Trust me, I go to church.
I'm not a well-practiced Christian.
We can tell.
We
can tell.
My next one is an ice chest full of booze. You're not tailgating if you're not boozing, so make sure you bring your Coors Light, your Bud Light if you're woke, or Miller. I guess Miller. People drink Miller still. Is that a thing?
I don't know. We're all about transitioning here and becoming new people and stuff like that. Better human beings.
Your team's gear, beer. Let's go.
Are you rhyming all of yours?
I don't do that. I should have. That'd have been smart.
You're about to start rhyming all of yours, and it's going to get to me.
I'm gonna start Googling some synonyms here.
Mine. This is primarily like a winter thing, especially in like if you can get out there early. I don't know how some of these NFL teams do it. There's some teams that like they open parking lots 2 hours before. Like, come on, man. We're trying to be out here all damn day. Like it's the tailgate scene is the best thing in all of sports. And when you're getting into these colder months, into the winter or into the early fall and stuff like that, it gets a little chilly. You need to get you one of those turkey fryer pot things, right? That you could do like shrimp boils and all that kind of stuff in. Mm-hmm. But you need to have it with like a soup. So you need some type of soup or a stew or something like that, right? Because 1, you're going to be boozing. 2, It's cold out.
Mm-hmm.
3, layer that little gut, and you'll have that thing cooked, ready to go. All you got to do is put it on the burner. It warms up in 5-10 minutes while you're cooking the rest of the stuff out there for your tailgate and setting up. People have a little bowl of something or whatever like that to start off the tailgate, get you going, get you warm, get you ready, get the blood pumping. Give me a little stew, maybe with some potatoes, boil them, mash them. So
stick them in a stew. Nate makes a good point. There are some venues that will have the parking lot shut down because there's like an event beforehand. I forget what the event was this last year, but like there was a venue that did that, and they were having like a ballet or some show. So people just bought tickets to that. They went to the parking lot, tailgated, and then went to whatever the game was like after.
Nice.
Total pro move. Keep that in mind if your venue does this.
Nice. I like that. My number 2 one. I've become a fan of this thing, and it is the Blackstone. You can get one of these Blackstone flat top grill things. You want to do some Philly cheesesteaks? Boom. Ding, 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 ding. You want to do hibachi? I don't know. Where are you at? Like Los Angeles, San Francisco, or something like that? Ching, ching, ching. Whatever like that. Whatever you want to do, you can do on this thing. You can cut up some hot links in half or some sausages in half, lay them flat on the grill, press them. It cooks really fast. All you got to do is a little propane. You don't have like live fire and all that kind of stuff. But big fan of the Blackstone. You get the portables up to like 28 inches or something like that, that you can just tuck, store away like the Coleman grill or whatever like that, right? The Coleman camper. But get you one of them Blackstones, get it out there. It's easy to take care of, easy to clean up, easy to cool down. Doesn't take up a lot of space. In your truck, your van, your Honda Civic, it can fit in the back. Trust me, I tailgated a soccer game. MLS soccer game with this damn thing. It'll fit. You can figure it out. Awesome. Take the Blackstone.
Can we hear the hibachi sound effects one more time?
Ching, 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 ching. Is that cultural appropriation?
Appropriation?
Yep.
I don't know. I don't even.
All I know is in that word it says appropriate. So
fair. My next 2 picks here. First one's going to be a pigskin. There's no way you're at a tailgate hours before an NFL or college football game and not tossing around the pigskin. So give me a football. You could have stripes on it, no stripes, doesn't matter. You just got to have one out there. My second pick here is going to be a folding table. This one is for the Bills Mafia. You can put stuff on the table, or if your heart desires, you can throw a friend through one just for street cred, or that's what I don't even know why they do it. It's so stupid, but yeah, give me a folding table for my 4th pick. It's versatile, multi-purpose.
Dude, one of the best videos out there is like this guy with like a newborn baby, and it's like 2 feet of snow outside of Buffalo, and they're like jumping through the table, holding his baby up or whatever for their first Bills Mafia table bust or whatever like that. Oh man, that's good.
It's one way to go viral and also give your baby brain damage.
Yeah, definitely.
Don't do that, please.
My third one's gonna be, it kind of goes along with the pigskin or whatever like that, but bring the cornhole boards. All those type of games, right? Cornhole, the rings and all that kind of stuff. Those tailgate games are key to any tailgate. You got stuff to do. You're out there for 4 or 5 hours before game time. You got people walking around. Hey, you want to get in? You need a beer? Hey, you want a dog? Whatever it is, right? Hey, you want to throw some bags? I need somebody. These guys can't hang or whatever like that. People just stop by and want to play, right? Have a good time. Get yourself some of those cornhole boards. Take them out there. And then, oh man, my last one, I'm just going to go with a radio. So you can get those like nice radios that are like big boombox speaker type square ones that you could like wheel and stuff like that. So you don't need the sound going on for the game, but for what you're watching on the television, but on the back side of it, up maybe on top of the truck, you got your music going or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. That lets people know, hey, we're here to party. This is a real deal. We got the Blackstone. Hey, you need a bowl of soup? Listen to some tunes. Put your tunes relative to the area that you're from too, right? People know where you're at. Maybe you got something else going on, but yeah, give me a radio, a loud one.
I like that. I like that a lot. This last one is for anyone who's been to like football games or just sporting events, like in the winter. If you're out there in the parking lot, braving the elements for hours prior to kickoff, you're going to want a heater. So bring a little portable propane heater. Everyone's going to kind of gather around. You're not going to bring wood. You're not going to actually light a fire like a metal trash can. Maybe people have, but you shouldn't do that. You can just throw this in the back of your truck, back of your car, and it provides a lot of heat. I've done it before. So
yeah,
give me a heater for my last one. I'm just thinking ahead.
Yeah. The hot hands packet things are really good for that stuff too. Like you could put them in your pockets, on your legs, or whatever.
During
like
the
that.
game. Yeah.
No, you could do it before pregame it too. Get yourself warmed up from beforehand, and then, but like a fire pit. You know, you can have like a small little fire pit or whatever like that. Boom, put that out. You have your chairs around it. Dude, tailgating is the greatest thing of all time. So, Tony, to recap, top 5 tailgate must-haves. Tony, you got to have your team's gear. I assume that includes a big old flag. You know, big old flag with a flagpole. You park your car right on top of it. That lets people know you're there to party too. You got a booze chest, a pigskin, folding table. Put your stuff on it. Put your people through it, and a heater. And then I got a television, some stew, soup type of stuff like that. A Blackstone flat top grill for the ching, 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 cornhole boards, and a radio. Let us know who's got the greatest list and say it's the guy who's very handsome. Rants or raves? You got a rant or rave, Tony?
I'm assuming just based off your general attitude,
I'm gonna fucking rant
and anger that you're gonna rant. So I have a rave. It's Ahsoka.
Beep.
I don't know what the
no. Okay, go ahead.
I don't know what the demographics are of the show because TacoCorp. Because Nate doesn't share those details. He calls them classified or compartmentalized. And those are really big words. But Ahsoka's been one of the best Star Wars productions since Rogue One. So maybe geared towards like the middle-aged men, the nerds, right? And I'm probably underselling the show. Like it's ridiculously good. I think like there's 6 episodes out. Almost all of them are rated 90 or 95 or higher. I think the last episode's like a 98. So people are really enjoying it. I think it's really well done. It's on Disney Plus, but it's done like so many characters justice from like the cartoons or the prequels. You probably hated those. Everybody did, but it's done a good job bringing those characters back and doing them justice, and also bringing to life characters that a lot of people only saw in like Clone Wars, which is a cartoon, or Rebels, which is also a cartoon. But if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a lot of fun. I think it's better than Mandalorian if you've watched that show, or the Book of Boba Fett. I think you'd really enjoy it if you haven't seen it.
Nice.
It's a Tuesday thing. So like, Saturday football, Sunday we got football, Monday we got football. This show comes out Tuesdays at like 7 p.m. Pacific time or something like that. So it's like something to look forward to for me and the kids. The kids really like it too. So it's really given a lot of value to what would otherwise be a very dull Tuesday.
We record podcasts on Tuesdays, Tony. I'm glad to hear that it's a dull moment to cap your night off. The way
these picks are going so far, very dull.
My rant and rave. My rant is I just wrote "fuck it all."
I see that.
It's a bad time, and I don't know why I do this. I've done a good job of I have fandom for my teams, but don't get so into the fandom that I have hope that there is something good going to happen to where I can feel proud of what I see on television. I understand I'm not part of the team. I always will mention, I never say we when talking about sports, like the Dodgers or the Niners or the Sacramento Kings. And in this instance, it's the University of fucking Notre Dame. This shit. I had hope, Tony. I sit here and look at a dog shit Ohio State team with a quarterback with like half a fucking brain who they can't even decide on, a head coach who looks like he wears cut-off tank tops and brings seltzer beers to a frat party with a big old beard, and he like Sean Astin's character in 50 First Dates. This is who this dude looks like, right? The dude's going to get shit canned this year by Ohio State, and I don't like saying those type of words, right? Everybody needs jobs. I need a job, and I'm about to feel what it's like not to get paid because, God bless the US of A. But I was hype. We had college game day at South Bend. Pat McAfee show on Friday, South Bend, right there on the lawn. Touchdown, Jesus. You had Ty Schmidt dressed it up like Lou Holtz, having an interview with Lou Holtz on game day. Freaking electric. Awesome. Fun to see. Notre Dame had a chance. Offensive line's the best offensive line in football. NCAA, 130-something odd teams in FBS. Count all the other ones. I don't know, there's like 1,000 of them. Best group of 5. 2 tackles. They're going to be top 15, 20 picks in the NFL draft this coming up year. Got a quarterback at Sam Hartman coming out of Wake Forest. He's played 4 years over there. He's like 25 or something like that. He's on the Stetson Bennett. I think he's like 24 years old, but dude was on quarterback 1 under the lights as well. Nice to see that kind of go. Handsome dude. Good beard. Coach is fantastic, phenomenal. Coach is our age. Well, I don't know how old you are or whatever like that, but he's under 40.
Younger than Nate.
He's younger than me, right? Everything seemed to be going really well. And I made a joke about betting Ohio State money line, the whole fucking mortgage. One of our buddies says, hey, I see what you're trying to do. And then another one buddy says, I actually bet Notre Dame money line. I think they're the better team. This. Fuck you, Matt. You son of a bitch. But I did text after that. In all honesty, I'm not betting it because I don't want to deal with that juju or whatever like that. But I would lean Ohio State in this game because Notre Dame is wearing the fucking Kelly green jersey or the green jersey. The wrong green, too. I don't even like this one. They're wearing the fucking green, and all that does is give me PTSD from the goddamn Bush push. Because they wore that against Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, USC. Missed out on going to a goddamn national championship game. I believe it's like 2005. What happens? You get into this game. Oh, it's close, right? Got some anxiety. I lost my goddamn voice on Saturday, Tony. This why I didn't want to text yesterday. In the middle of the game, I told dude, just shut up. Like, I think that was a sign of just shut up about your pick and, this money line's looking real good. Fuck you, Ohio State fan. He's an Ohio State fan. But it comes down to it. Notre Dame stops them, gets the ball back. Fourth quarter, you got a few minutes left on the clock. What do? First play, throw the ball. Ohio State has 2 timeouts. You really just need 1, maybe 2 first downs to win this ball game. Throw the ball first play. Okay, you show them that you're going to pass it. I believe they got a first down on it. Cool. Now they have to respect that you're going to pass the ball. You're going to be a little bit aggressive. Then they run it. Couple yards. They throw it. Incomplete because they try to run a screen pass and a goddamn defensive lineman hits his hand up. And would have probably been a first down. But don't run a goddamn screen because anybody who's looking at you pass the ball is thinking, hey, screen pass because we're going to be set in the house to stop this run. Mm-hmm. They didn't do it. They sat back in pass coverage. Then you go run the ball again, and they get the ball back. With a timeout, I believe, too. For a quarter and a half, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish did exactly what the Philadelphia Eagles did against the goddamn Minnesota Vikings in week 2 of the NFL season, which the Chargers didn't do and almost lost the game. And they sat there and crammed it down Ohio State's fucking throat with the best offensive line in the country. And when it comes down in the fourth quarter with no time left, you need 2 timeouts and you're trying to drain clock. You don't run the fucking ball. You don't run the ball. Your literally lead blocker was another running back. Blocking, getting 5-6 yards a pop on every goddamn run, and they knew it was coming for a quarter and a half, and you worry about doing it again because they know you're going to run it to try to drop the clock down and run the clock. They knew it for 2 quarters. Run the fucking ball. God damn it. And then you get on fucking defense all the way down to the goddamn 1-yard line, and 2 plays in a row, you only have 10 fucking guys on the field. You're trying to compete for a goddamn national championship, and you can't get enough fucking people on the field. And when you realize you don't have enough people on the field, tell someone to jump off sides and hit somebody so you can send the son of a bitch onto the field. You stop the pass play from them getting into the end zone, and then they're on the 1 yard line again or whatever it is, 3-4 yard line, and they run because you got three sons of bitches on the other side of the field, and you're missing a guy who's supposed to be right in the gap. Fuck! I hate that I get so sucked up into having hope for a team, and I lose my goddamn voice for a game, and my fucking dad is excited, and he's almost fucking dead. He might as well just go because he's never going to see a Notre Dame national championship again, and he's been holding on to it for a long time. We got a COVID Dodgers one. The Niners stink. God damn it. Every time I root for a team, it's always coaching that fucks it up. We're going to have Shanahan fuck something up this year, and the Niners are good. The Niners 100%. Are legitimately good. And it's going to get fucked up because I sat there and predicted before the season, Miami Dolphins are my AFC team, the 49ers are my NFC team. And what's going to happen is old McDaniel over in South Beach is going to be way smarter than Shanahan. And the Niners might be up 28-3 at the halftime and still get fucking smoked. This is a rant about my own fandom and why I'm so stupid to get involved in it, and why I really like just focusing on numbers and guys and things and how your opponents are going to do stuff. And I have to occupy my time with that, or else I'm just pissed off at the whole fucking world. I didn't say a word until like lunchtime yesterday. Kids, Jesus. What are we having for breakfast? I held up fucking hash browns. Fuck.
Our team's coaches suck. We're going to have no jobs. We've got no food, Nate.
Our fucking
heads are falling off. This is exciting to watch.
I don't fucking get it. I just don't get it.
I hope people who are listening enjoy this as much as I've enjoyed just watching and hearing.
If you're listening on audio, just go to YouTube and fast forward to this part. We're an hour and 6 in.
Yeah.
Fuck!
You're going to lose your voice again. Keep it up.
Dude,
you need that for Thursday. Can you calm down?
I said so many explicitives. That is it. Bad words pointed at people in Ohio State and just trashing that whole fucking shit state and trashing everybody who believes in that shit too, because they're just like us. Granted, they've won a championship or two more recently, right? Urban Meyer-ish or whatever like that. Mm-hmm. But they're the same way. Cocky sons of bitches who think they're better than everybody and just fucking choke when it matters. And that was a choke job. Notre Dame's going to get fucking smoked by USC in a couple weeks because of what just happened here. The run is over. Whatever. I just wanted to give Trey his fucking cowbell back before he goes on a 6-month sabbatical to the other side of the globe. And I can't do it. I got to keep this thing. But maybe it's a curse. I don't know.
Can the record reflect that the UCLA Bruins have a better band than both Notre Dame and Ohio State?
No one.
That's why the Big Ten. That's why the Big Ten wanted them.
No.
They wanted a piece of that band.
No,
and it was because the band. It was sure as hell isn't the football team. You can talk about your choking all you want. The Bruins suck.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the team or Chip Kelly.
I like Chip Kelly.
Not a fan. Not a fan.
I'm just hurt.
Time in NFL or college, but hopefully that makes you feel better.
Yeah. UCLA. You could be a UCLA fan. I might as well just be fucking fan of all the shit teams. This is why last year, I had this talk, right? And I forget who it was, with you or Terrence was on. And I was like, I think I'm going to switch all my fandom to New York teams.
Yeah. The Knicks, the Jets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Knicks, the Jets. I don't know who else. Baseball, I said I would keep the Dodgers. Go be a Syracuse football fan. Or maybe Rutgers, or something like that. But no.
Gross.
I like all the fucking elite teams.
Yeah.
I'm on watch, if you haven't figured it out. Just kidding.
Does the banger of the week help at all? Is it a song that makes you feel good?
It does. It is.
Okay.
So, Thanks for watching if you're still here. And if you're still here, for the love of God, just hit subscribe and please hit a like or something like that. And let us know in the comments any of your thoughts on this stuff. Achane, for what Tony brought up about going forward, the Cleveland Browns defense, Jordan Love. I brought up Courtland Sutton, start him every week. And if you could trade for him, trade for him. People don't like the Denver Broncos, and they're going to continue to be a swinging gate on defense.
Offense is fine.
Chargers stink. Whatever. They're not going to make the playoffs. If there's some team not to make the playoffs, bet those dudes. Browns are winning the North. You can probably get that at plus money. My players to sell: Achane, Gibbs, all the Rams, Tony's, Mostert, Nico Collins, Adam Thielen. We drafted our top 5 tailgate must-haves. Let us know in the comments what you think we should have at our tailgates that we missed, right? I haven't tailgated since an MLS game a couple months back, so got to get a football one in this year. And then if you have anything you want to rant or rave about, or if you're also a Notre Dame fan and you have to deal with this bullshit, at least they got it over with early. Fuck. It's every goddamn year. Every goddamn year. But, yeah, thanks. And thanks to the people that I had some people reach out and they're like, hey, I really like this podcast or whatever like that, or I like what you guys are doing. I've been sharing it with a lot of people in my fantasy leagues for them to listen. I think that's where some of the subs are coming from. You know, I appreciate all of you guys. We appreciate all of you guys. It's crazy. We're just two stupid stooges that sit here and talk about fantasy football like we know something, but we're trying to learn stuff on our own, right? Without being, you know, the fantasy pros guy or the fucking fantasy footballers regurgitator and all this kind of stuff. All of our thoughts are our own, and you can tell because we don't give a fuck about Breece Hall, that son of a bitch. Good thing I'm surprised you didn't tweet out 12 footballs this last week, Tony. Jesus Christ, you fucking bum.
I think Elon put a limit on how many footballs you can
that's
tweet.
probably what it was,
you gotta,
right?
You got to subscribe to Twitter Blue or X Blue, whatever it's called.
Something like that, right? Maybe that's on his fan page thing where you got a premium, so $6.99.
Smart.
$6.99 for him because, good thing they brought in Dalvin Cook, you know? Like, that really helped the fucking team out, so.
Yeah.
Tell a friend. It's nice, whatever. Just tell them to fast forward to that last part. If you're still here, thanks. Bye. Greatness by Quavo. I like the song. That's what we're striving for. Greatness. Sell these guys that everybody's high on because they're all their love childs. You got them super cheap. Sell them for known commodities. You would never have these guys over the guys that you would trade them for. Do it now because the window is closing. It probably closed a little bit with this Monday night for some of the guys we talked about. But Quavo, greatness, banger of the week, episode 102, week 3 recap is in the books. For Tony, I am Nate. That's a wrap. Love you, bye.